Hello there, this is Rom coming back at you with yet another car video. Yeah, this one is for those guys out there who actually want to get married. And this is kind of a follow to what I was saying yesterday, because I know I mess with some dudes' heads, because like I said yesterday, most dudes ain't trying to be player. Now, what the fuck happened here? Oh my goodness. Okay. Uncle Ron going to have to do something a little different. I don't know what the fuck happened up here. Alright, going to do a different way. Anyway, I'm going to tell you what. A lot of guys really want to get married. They don't want to hear about these women out here don't want to get married, don't want to have kids, because there's a lot of men out here want to get married and have kids. And I'm gonna tell you what I said specifically yesterday. I said many women don't want to get married or have kids. Many. Now, I ain't say all, but it's just a reality nowadays. All of them don't. And see, here's something else with that. A lot of guys don't want to really get with the women who really trying to get married and have kids. Because remember, I mentioned the house of the woman yesterday. And I mentioned the different houses of the woman. I said the woman who's most likely want to be married and have kids, they have the moon archetype. Those are like those more nurturing type of women. Those are more those soccer mom looking type of women. But see, one of the biggest issues, and this is a major issue, let's just be real. Most guys out here, they want supermodel of the world type. They want that elegant rose type. They want that woman who really turns them on sexually. And I can understand that, but a lot of times those women like that ain't gonna make good wives. It's not really in them to be good wives. It's just a reality of it. A lot of guys want that supermodel, that real fine woman. Like, these guys be going crazy over these women that be on social media and what they saying. Most of those women, they want that attention. Most of those women gonna dress like it. Could you imagine a woman like that trying to take your little baby boy or baby girl around, pushing them around? No. The reality out here is the women who would probably make the best wives and have it in them to be the best wives, they probably aren't gonna, they ain't gonna fix up as much. They ain't gonna look as good. They ain't gonna throw in their makeup. They ain't gonna throw in those 5-inch pump Jimsons. Those for people who remember Eddie Murphy way back in the day. They ain't gonna throw in those 5-inch pumps. They are basically, they ain't gonna dress like, they going to the club. Now, they can still fix up and all of that, but they ain't gonna be all that. They gonna be the type who gonna be around kids. Think about those soccer moms, how they look. Think about those women who are teachers, how they look. They ain't not going to try to turn on, they ain't going to try to have that sex appeal on 24/7. It just is what it is. Like I was saying yesterday, if you looking for that wife, you got to look for that woman who look like she want to be a wife. Now, the house of the woman, that could be hard. Now, if you look at that, the women who want to be that wife and mother, like I said, they're going to have that moon archetype mostly. They're going to be nurturing. And they're going to be nurturing not only towards the children, but they're going to be nurturing towards you. So one of the first things a man has to look for in a woman, who is nurturing towards him, who wants to have that children, who be like, they see some kids, they like, oh, seriously. Because if you start recognizing the differences in those type of women, like I had mentioned the elegant rose yesterday. Elegant rose women, man, they just trying to party. And this ain't saying they can't have a kid, but they ain't necessarily going to be the best mothers. And usually when they had the kid, well, let's just say somebody slipped. Like they'll still have the kid, but even then, they see that's that type of woman. Even if they have the kid, they'll take them over to Nana's house while they out partying and stuff. But see, the woman who's more on that wifey thing, she ain't as big on partying. She ain't as big on going out like that. And that's the important thing to remember. She's going to be no more nurturing. If she's around you, she's going to make sure that she's feeding you. See, that's something else too. See, a lot of dudes want that like traditional wife. Okay. Which woman trying to bring you a sandwich? Which woman trying to make sure you eating? That's the woman trying to be a wife. Now, like I said, they it's not like they can't fix up, but they're gonna show it in their actions that they can be wifey. But the reality is out here, many men, they want that supermodel of the world. They want that woman with the progression. They want that face card with that nice hair, those big breasts, that snatch waist, that big old butt dump, those nice hips, those thick thighs, which can save lives, those nice old calves, which are must-haves. Hey, yeah. See if y'all like that one. Anyway, those nice toes. See, they want that real sexy woman. But see, sometimes if that woman is looking too sexy, that ain't necessarily the best wifey type. Because a woman who is dressing sexy all the time, she wants attention. She wants to party. She wants all of that. Now, here's the irony of it. A woman can still have all of those things, but she's not going to do anything to amp it up. She really isn't. She might have some nice hair if she fix it up. She might be an adjustable, and I'll be talking about adjustables next week. And if she's an adjustable, that's actually a good thing. Like a good wifey looking type of woman who can adjust when you do want to go out or something, that's actually the best. But let's just be real. Most of these women are not. They're going to be in one pillar of the house of the woman, and that's it. That's going to be their dominant one. And it's especially hard for a woman to be both that moon and that elegant rose. It's hard for that woman to be both that good wifey type and that good freak of the week type. It really is. Like I said, she could still have a baby, but she might not be a good mother. But see, dudes out here are looking for that freak of the week type, that fine woman who's, she not only has that progression, but she's magnifying it. That's not necessarily going to be the good mother type. There might be some exceptions, but rare exceptions. If you really want, for these guys who really want a wife, this just a reality. She ain't going to be that woman who's going to have her hair fixed up all the time, or trying to party all the time, or going to have like that tight clothes on all the time. But she will make you a meal. She will make you a meal. She will be good with children. She will be that good wife. See, a woman who wants to be a good wife and mother, who wants that, she's going to show it way before she meets you. Way before she meets you. But the thing is, she might not look as attractive. She might not fix up as much. She ain't gonna fix her hair up as much. She ain't gonna be the type who will want to put on that sexy dress all the time. She's going to show it in her behavior way before she meets you. In fact, when you meet her, that'll be the one. But see, a lot of guys, let's just be real, really don't want that. A lot of guys, they want basically supermodel of the world to be a good wife and mother, switch up. You get a lot of guys who want that woman who on that mythical scale would rate very high. But I'm just being real with you. They ain't gonna always switch up, because switching up to be a wife, that takes a while. That takes a while. Go ahead, squirrel. I don't want to run you over. That could take a while. They ain't gonna just switch up like she gonna marry you and then all of a sudden switch up. They ain't in her. If you met that woman like at a party or something like that, that's what she gonna be. And that's something in general anyway. However that woman is when you met her, that's pretty much what you're gonna get. So you met her at a party or you met her or something, okay. But that's not gonna be that wife. Sometimes it's just like this dude who wrote this book I talked about a lot, Money Issues in Black Male-Female Relationships. A good husband and a good boyfriend are always the same thing. A good girlfriend and a good wife are not always the same thing. You cannot, let me just say that again, you cannot get that good woman who might be a good girlfriend. You can have fun with her, but see, being a wife is different. Being a wife, you gotta have that woman not only want to like take care of you and be nurturing, but she got to go through like if something bad happens, she got to be that type of woman going to stick there through. She got to do all that. That party girl might not want to do that. And see, a lot of guys want that party girl, but she might not be that good wife. And see, those are mainly the women who they ain't trying to be that wife or that mother. But see, a lot of guys want that just because she turned them on sexually. It's like, no. If you want that woman who wants to be that wife, who's going to be that mother, who's going to be really supportive, I'm just going to be real with you. She might not be as fine or fixed up as that woman that you're chasing. In fact, she might be that plain Jane sometime. I mean, it's just a reality. Now, you still would like that woman to be an adjustable. Like I said, I'm talking about adjustables next week. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Somebody who can fix up. But most of the time, shoot, she gonna look like that soccer mom. She ain't gonna throw in that makeup as much. In fact, sometimes you get women like that, even if they divorce, they give their kids all their stuff. They always around some kids helping them out. You want that type of woman, but see, a lot of guys just ain't attracted to that type of woman. Let's just be real with it. A lot of guys want supermodel of the world. And that's cool if you don't want kids. Like if y'all just want to party, because like in my neighborhood, there's a very attractive woman, like one of those women you think you would, young ladies you would see on like one of these reality shows or something. And her man, I just see them walking around like walking their dogs. And she don't even look like the type who will probably have a kid. There's a couple of them like that. Just walk. I can just see them walking in front of my window. I was like, they don't look like they had that children. They don't get that vibe, anything like that. They give that. Even when you see like let's say those reality shows, you see those women, they coming on there, they showing all their body and all that stuff. Let's just be real. Let's just keep it a buck. Let's just keep it a buck. Do you really see them as being some mother? You see them as being some wife? You see them as a party girl? You see them as a party girl? Yeah, I know they say they want love and stuff. And you get some women, yeah, they'll be with you. But then as soon as you say, well, let's get married, let's have a kid, boom. And shoot, I've seen some women, I know a woman right now, young lady, she real cool with me, who looked like she could be a wife. Because remember, it's never 1,000%. It's never 100% with anything. It's never absolute. But she ain't trying to get married even though she been with this dude a long time. And she said straight up she don't want no kids. So even then. But you got to go with what the averages are. What's most likely to happen. If you want that, if you really want that wife, if you really want those children, you gotta look at that woman who looking like she trying to be a mother. That woman who looking like she trying to be a wife, who can be cool with you. That woman who might be chill with just hanging out with you sometime, sitting home chilling. But you get some of those women who want to party and go out all the time and do all that. They ain't trying to be anybody's. They really probably ain't trying to be married, and they don't want any kids to hold them back. They trying to party all the time. But see, like I said, you get some of these women, well, you get some of these guys, that's what they want. And yeah, they very attractive. And in fact, one thing some powerful men will do, they'll get that good wifey type, but then cheat with the other one. They had the mistress type. In fact, that's the best way of looking at it. A lot of guys want the mistress to be the main wife. It was like, nah, that ain't happening. You got to get that woman who's going to chill, going to deal with you, who has it in her personality to deal with you through thick and thin. If you sick, which woman's going to hang out? If you need something to eat, which woman's going to hang out? And I don't mean she's necessarily going to be a doormat either. But who's trying to work with you? Because that's something you got to think about too. Which woman's trying to work with you? Because you can't party all the time. If you're talking about getting married and something like that, shoot, you got to have somebody who's going to stick with you through thick and thin. Thick and thin. But see, like I said, a lot of guys really don't want that. They want supermodel the world. They want supermodel the world to be that wifey type, be fantasizing and stuff. Like she gonna be pretty, looking good all the time and shit. Shit, if she looking good all the time, she fixing up, she putting on that nice perfume, fixing her hair, all that stuff. Yeah, you might leave the house at 9 o'clock thinking, yeah, you keeping her at home. She fixing up. She leaving at 9:15 if she don't have the dude come over. Shit, you might have a my bad situation with her. Because that's one thing. A good wifey type, she's not going to dress like she's trying to get attention all the time. She's the type who probably, she going to the grocery store, she'll throw on like just some slides and some pajama pants, some sweats, something, and just go. Ain't gonna fix her hair. She ain't trying to draw attention. Like the good wifey type, good wife and mother type, they like I said, they can fix up, they can adjust if y'all going out, but most of the time she ain't trying to draw attention. She's concerned about just taking care of the husband, taking care of the children, being there for him. All he has to do is not fuck it up himself. That's all he got to do. They looking for it. Like, good wifey types are more maternal in nature. They ain't going to be more sensual in nature. Now, I know some guys can't read them like that. They just want that sensual woman, but then want her to switch up. Like I keep saying, that shit ain't... Yeah, don't look for that. Ain't saying it can't happen, but let's just be real. You want that good wifey type, get her. And it's kind of, it goes with that old saying, you can't turn a hoe into a housewife. That's where that saying's come from. If that woman acting all hoish, jumping all crazy and stuff. Now, this ain't saying she can't change, but she probably ain't changing for you. And that's the important thing to keep in mind. That's the important thing to take in consideration. If you want that. So, because when I look at some women, I take one look at them. Of course, I got more information, more knowledge on how to look at them. But that's one thing I can tell. And it's just a reality. The ones who look like they'll be that good wifey, girlfriend, whatever. Well, that good wifey type, rather. That girlfriend. Yeah, the girlfriends, they can look like, they can dress whatever. but you try to make them into a wifey, you be in trouble. There's been many a person's got in trouble that way. They thought they had a good girlfriend, thought she'd be a good wifey. She was good for having fun and stuff, but anybody's been married to tell you, it ain't all fun. And you're going to see that person, they ain't all fixed up. So you got to be able to deal with that. And they all ain't going to be sexy. See, one thing about the sensual type of woman, she'll keep herself up. She get to that mythical wall, and I do mean mythical wall, she'll still fix up. She'll shoot. If she get in her 30s and 40s, those are women still fixing up. Those are women who will do what they can to stay looking good. They'll get that plastic surgery, whatever. Get those breastises, get that lifted, whatever. Get those waist trainers. Shoot, they'll keep that thing. But they will show it in some way. Now, and like I said, the irony is that a wifey type, her body can be just as good as a sensual type, but the sensual type will make sure everybody sees her body. She will present that body. That's the important thing. That's the most important thing. That's what she's thinking about. That's what she is dealing with. But if you really want, if you a serious dude, and he's like, look, I ain't trying to be a player. I'm just trying to be a hubby. I'm trying to have that family. Yeah, you can't mess with that woman who's as spectacular, as sensual, at least publicly. You're going to have to deal with that woman who got more nurturing in her, who looks more like that soccer mom, who look like she will play with the children more. You got to think about all of that, all right? So, yeah, go ahead, get my vittles. Yeah, so that's the thing. That's the thing you got to be concerned with. You got to think about who you really dealing with. And if you want that wifey type, she need to have that in her personality when you meet her, when you start dealing with her. Like I said, she might not be as sensual as supermodel of the world. She might not fix up as much, but she'll be a good wife though. Because you got to really think about it. A wife and a girlfriend, they can just be two different things. You got to really think about that, all right? So, anyway, that's all I got for today. I'll get back with y'all. Peace.